Hi everybody, this is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach, coming to you with another episode of Ask Coach Tara. I got a lot of messages talking that people wanted to understand how and what I meant by changing identity, by becoming the person that we're desiring to be already. Like already being that person, that the identity that we associate ourselves with is something we already are by mere force of our mind, because we already want that. It's already part of our existence. Now, I do leave out a bunch of things, and that's because maybe I didn't quite hear it right in order for me to explain it to you correctly. I am just encouraging you constantly to identify yourself with the person that you're becoming so that you behave like the person that you're becoming no matter what kind of obstacles come your way. However, recently I've been taking a class within my primary business, and it's really been helping me understand the psychology of success in such a way that in order for me to answer those questions that all of you have been asking me since the last hangout, since Ask Coach Tara's hangout, the Real Talk hangout I did on Saturday, is this. And I'm going to show you right now. Now, I've heard this before in a different way from a different person. Now, it's funny. What I want you to do right now is something that Susan Sly taught me. No matter how many times you've heard this before, or how many times you think you know this, or how much you think you know this, just go ahead and release that and know that when you listen to this video right now, that something else is going to click that you didn't quite click with before, just like it just happened for me when I was doing that course that I'm doing. So, I'm going to explain to you how we get to the new identity that we're creating, what the process is, and why I really think it's important that you identify yourself with the new identity that you're creating for yourself, because I really believe that is already you. I really truly believe, folks, that your desires are what you're here on this earth for. That there is nothing too extraordinary for anyone to achieve. There's no limit to your achievements. There's nobody stopping you. There's no lack of resources. All of it is there for us all the time. And I'm going to help you understand the processes that you go through while you're embarking on an adventure in anything that you're doing to try to become the person you're identifying yourself with. So, here we go. I'm going to squish my face, and I think I'm going to move my face. Oh, where did I move my face? Oh no, I think we lost my face. Oh, anyway, that's all right. I hope you can see, yes, you can see my first stage here is called Inception, and this is what I have heard before. It called unconscious competence. This is when, let's focus on network marketers here, because that's the field I'm in, and most of the people that watch my videos are indeed network marketers or thinking of becoming network marketers. So the inception is when you first sign up for a new project and you don't know about the compensation plan yet, you don't understand it, and you don't understand what the products are, and you don't understand how to use everything yet. However, your attitude is really high and your effort is really high because you are excited and you're looking to share this with everyone. Now, this is a great place to be to a certain point. This is a place where I find a lot of people, because their competence level is so low, and I'm using red for low level and green for it's high, that they may fall into some mistakes that turn their prospects off, that turn people off to even taking a look at what the project is that the person's working on. And sometimes that'll be that they maybe are overly eager. Maybe they begin to chat with somebody on Facebook and immediately want to talk about their opportunity instead of listening to the person that they're talking to. So this part is where most people begin, and it's usually the first couple of weeks of a new project that you work on in your business. It can go longer than that. However, as you're working through your business and connecting with your teammates and your upline and your mentors and plugging into the community, you start to become more competent in understanding what's going on. And then you move into this stage. Now, this stage happens because a lot of us want things to happen really quickly. We want our identity that we are bringing to ourselves to already happen, to already be physically present in our life. However, identity really can't be anywhere else but in your mind at first. So when we start to say, well, I've been at this for a couple of weeks and no one signed up yet, Nobody wants to hear anything about this. And I don't think I have what it takes. So my attitude is low. My competency is still low because I'm brand new, right? This stage is usually about anywhere from 2 weeks to 50 days. I mean, this can go on for quite a while. I have a star next to it, and I'll explain to you why in a moment. But this part right here, your effort starts to go down. Now, this is kind of the magic place. This is the magic place. This is that saying that I said a few weeks ago on my Release and Increase page, that yoga begins when you want to release the pose. This is something also I always talk about embracing the process and falling in love with the problems that occur in your business. Because I know in my mind that this is a really powerful place to be, even if it doesn't feel like it, okay? So deception is where a lot of people end up. Many people quit here. And I'll tell you why in a few moments. Let me go through the cycle and we'll go back to deception. If you are one of the stronger ones and you make it through deception and you start moving through this way, you end up in a place called transformation. And transformation is where it's kind of like when the caterpillar is struggling to come out of the chrysalis. It's really hard. However, there's results. You know, the wings are starting to pop out. You can start feeling things are different. So say whether you're embarking on a physical transformation or your business transformation, this might be where you start seeing some checks come in the mail. If it's a physical transfer, maybe you're losing some weight. Maybe things are starting to look up. What happens, the reason why we have low attitude, competence, and effort here, as well as high attitude, competence, and effort, is because this is where a lot of people actually sabotage themselves. Okay, this is where people sabotage themselves. And the people that don't quit here, say 80% quit here, the other 17% quit here, and 3% make it to the new identity. That's a very difficult place to be in because you are tasting it. It's also, when I was a car salesman, it used to be something that Thomas Soyden used to say to me, don't get fat. In other words, when you do hit a good commission, you sell a good car with a lot of profit packed into it, and you're able to maintain the value of that car and actually earn a check, because most car sales, most of those guys out there on those lots aren't making anything. They're making $100 for all the time they got to spend with you. So occasionally they'll run across a car on the used car lot that will have high value, but that the dealership bought for a really low price. And when that happens, there's a lot of profit in there. And if the salesperson is skilled enough to maintain value without dropping a lot of price, there's a good commission. And a lot of times what happens is a salesperson that's selling cars, they'll get that fat check, they'll get that $1,000 commission or $5,000, whatever it is, that one time, and they'll slack off and they won't continue to hit the lot. They won't continue to service the customers that show up at the dealership because they think they already got it. They think they already know what they're doing. So in some cases, yes, that's the truth. They do know what they're doing. However, if they get complacent here in the transformation stage, they'll fall right back to deception pretty quickly. Excuse me. I got really like phlegmy there. Did you hear that? That's funny. So if you are the 3% of the people that move from here and come up to here, this is when you have reached your identity spot. This is when you're earning that $10,000 a month. This is when you're 140 pounds of lean muscle mass, and you go on vacations with your family, and you paid off your mortgage, and you wear nicer clothes, and whatever it is that you want to identify yourself with, whatever it is that you're reaching for over here is real. It's happened. Your attitude is high, your competence is high, and your effort is high. However, there's something very strange that happens here. And this is something that I learned in the law of attraction, where people talked a lot about, you've got to almost feel like you take it for granted. And what happens is, when something really awesome happens in your business, it's no longer something that you don't need the fanfare. You don't need the woo woo, look how awesome you are. Because you already knew it was going to happen. Because you had an expectation of your life just working out for you. Because now the person that you are identifying yourself with at inception, is a real person. And that person, that you, doesn't care about that stuff. All it cares about is maintaining and being who they are and helping people achieve their dreams inside of their businesses. So this is where we're all going. Now, why do I think deception is the magic cure for all people that are moving through this and maybe have sometimes gotten here and then quit again? Or they've gotten here and quit. Or they've gotten here and almost, and then they quit again. This part right here, when you become to the part where your attitude gets a little sucky because you finally come to the realization that even though you really want this, you might not have what it takes to get there. Okay? You might come to the realization that you don't know shit about what's going on. And, I have this problem, and that's why I work a lot on this, is, I feel like I know an awful lot, and I do know an awful lot. Sometimes putting some things into action, I feel like, oh my gosh, what do I say? Oh my gosh, what do I do? And it's kind of funny because when I ask the questions up, when I ask the people that I'm mentored by and so forth, what do I do here? Very rarely do I get a straight answer because they want me to reach inside of myself because I already know the answer and they feel confident that I do. And they're looking for me to reach myself. And I'm kind of like right in here. I'm like right in here. Right? That's where my growth level is. So when you are at deception, if you will go ahead and embrace this and understand the competency level may not be going up yet, and that's okay. But if you can flex your muscle, your manifestation muscle, and keep your attitude high and keep your effort high, even when you feel, holy shit, what's happening to my business? When you can do that, you are definitely going to come here. You are definitely going to move all the way up to here because if you can flex this muscle and build that muscle and hold that pose, you have no choice but to keep going. You have no choice but to reach the success that you deserve. And you deserve it. Why? Because you think it. You deserve it because you initially desired it. Your desire is what you deserve. Let's get that straight. Your desire is what you deserve. So with that being said, I hope this helps you to understand when I'm always talking about just being who you're becoming and being confident that you already are. That many of you may be in this deception stage right there and not sure what's going to happen next. You've got this. Build those muscles. Turn the A and the E into green. The C will naturally turn to green all by itself just through the process of your growth and by sheer effort, sheer will, and sheer determination, and because you already are who you are identifying yourself with, you win. And the day's gonna come and you'll be like, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. And you're not gonna, it's just gonna be, okay, next, and you're gonna move on, you're gonna keep increasing, and that's what life is about. Most people stay here, they get here and they quit. 80% of people that start a project like the one you're on, they quit here. Only another 17% make it this far. And then they quit. And then there's the final 3% here. You see, they're side by side here for a reason. This is side by side here for a reason. Because they're the same. It's the yin and the yang. So go ahead, start embracing the deception part of your path, and let's get going. If you found value from what you just heard and what you just learned from me right now, I highly encourage you to get started with me today and become a master at your business. There is going to be a link right here in the description or on Facebook right there in the middle of the video. Click on it. Take a look at the video and step into your power and become a Victory Tribe member and a master of your business today. I love you all very much. This is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach, coming to you from Holiday, Florida. Peace.